Ariel Helwani at UFC 144 alongside the UFC interim welterweight champion, Mr. Carlos Condit. And Carlos, welcome back to Japan. You haven't been here in around 4 or 5 years. What's it been like getting a chance to come here and just be here as a spectator?
It's been nice, yeah. Like you said, this is first time back in a while. First time in Japan, not fighting. So I've really been enjoying myself and exploring Tokyo, and it's been quite an experience.
Now, this is your first time sort of making a public appearance since you beat Nick Diaz at UFC 143. Obviously, a somewhat controversial fight. How have the fans received you here? Probably a little different than in America, but just curious at how they've sort of welcomed you in, or maybe not so much.
No, they've been great. I've got a very warm reception, and Japanese fans are they're always great, and no, it's been awesome.
It seems like they especially like the guys who fought here once before, even if it was many. Jake Shields got a great ovation. Have you sensed the same thing?
Yeah, I've actually talked to quite a few fans who say, hey, I saw you fight in Pancrase, back in 2006, and I saw you fight in shoot boxing. So yeah, I think that's definitely true.
Everyone wants to know what you're going to do next. Can you give us an update on where your head is at right now? Do you want to wait for GSP, or do you want to fight Jake Ellenberger and be a little more active?
I would like to fight George St. Pierre. He is, he's the Michael Jordan of MMA, and an opportunity to fight George St. Pierre is, could come once in a lifetime, and I not only do is he the UFC welterweight champion, but I've been waiting to fight him for months. I was supposed to fight him in last October, and that fell through, and I'm itching to fight George.
You've only fought once since July, and that was your win over Nick Diaz. Are you okay with waiting another 10 months to fight again?
I am. I'm at a great camp. I have pretty realistic sparring every day, so it's not like I'm gathering ring rust or anything. I'm improving. I'm constantly evolving as a fighter, and I think I'm going to come out a better and more capable fighter when George is ready.
And not to get too personal, but in terms of the bank account, is that okay?
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
No, I mean, you only fight once in a year. Some guys like to fight 3-4 times. That's how you sort of make your living, right?
Yeah, but I got to be smart. I got to make calculated risks, and as far as that's concerned, the fight with George St. Pierre is the right thing for me.
Is the UFC okay with that decision as well?
So far that's what it looks like. A fight between George and myself would be huge. A lot of fans want to see that fight, and those are the fights I want to be in. I want to be in bouts with lots of buzz, lots of fan attention, and a fight between George and myself fits the bill.
Does a part of you think that if you do fight George next and beat him, you could put all the sort of talk about your last performance to rest, and no one will question your ability, your motivation, or even the way you fight out there?
I think no matter who I fight, I'm coming and going to show something different, show an improved fighter, and that's in the past. Obviously, nothing I can do about that. I'm just looking forward to performing well in my next fight.
Will you put up a stink if they say, we just need someone to fight Ellenberger, we need a fight, there's so many cards coming up? Will you put up some sort of protest if they ask you to do that?
If that's the fight they want, we can do it. But that hasn't been the sentiment that I've got from UFC.
All right, thank you very much for the time, and once again, congrats on the big win.
Thanks, Ariel.